Good morning and welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Good day, and thanks for joining us this week for Today in Putnam County. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter, hoping you have a great weekend. Our show this week, it's about a tough subject to talk about, but that's domestic violence. One of our local nonprofits, the Genesis House, they help the domestic violence victims in our area and actually cover about 9 counties. My guests this week are Melissa Garrett. She is the executive director for Genesis House, and Susan Evans. She's a board member and also the committee chair for a great upcoming event they're going to have that's going to support Genesis House, and it's called Handbags for Hope. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on the show. And let me say, both of you, thank you for what you do for our community. I know domestic violence, it's something we don't want to think about, but it's happening not only here, but all across the country. And it's an issue, and some numbers we're going to talk about today actually were scary to me, and that y'all deal with this on a day-to-day basis. But I want to make sure I say thank you for what you're doing, because there's a lot of folks you're helping, and without Genesis House, they wouldn't have anybody to turn to. So thank you. Susan, I want to make sure that we start with you on this big event that y'all got coming up, and then we'll get into to Genesis House and all the services and everything they do. You've got an event coming up on November 1st. It's called Handbags for Hope.
Yes.
Now, you got my wife's attention right off the bat with the handbag thing, okay? So tell us about this event.
Well, it's a purse auction, a grab bag auction, actually. We do a countdown, and you grab the particular bag that you're interested in. These bags are all brand new, and they are filled with over $10,000 worth of gifts and gift cards from area businesses.
Wow.
We have had a tremendous response to our local businesses. I mean, there are gift cards, there are, you name it, it's in there. Manicures, pedicures, oil changes, jewelry, hair salon, massages, all kinds of things in there. Pizza. Several of the local pizzerias have given, a coupon for a free pizza. Restaurants, $50 gift cards. Wow. Lowe's, $100 gift card. I mean, we have a lot of things in these purses. So you grab the bag, and if more than one person grabs that bag, then we will do a bid off who will pay more for it. But I guarantee you're going to get more than the value of what you're paying for that purse.
And do you get to keep the purse?
You keep the purse, and you keep everything in it.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
How many of these purses are you going to have? Do you know?
We probably have 75 new purses.
You're kidding. Wow.
Ranging from we have a $30 table up to a $200+ table. And then we also have Buy It Now bags, which are gently used bags, but still in very good condition at a great price. And those are just Buy It Now. You can just pick those up. And then the big draw is we have a giveaway, and that is a brand new Louis Vuitton purse. And it's a $2,000 purse, and some lucky woman will go home with that.
Somebody is going to get that purse.
Yes.
That is amazing. And all the proceeds that you're going to raise here is going back to Genesis House?
Yes.
So
Last year we raised over $20,000.
That is amazing. So tell us about where it's going to be at and times and all that kind of thing.
It's at Duck Pond Manor on November 1st at 6 o'clock. We'll have heavy hors d'oeuvres and wine, and it's a great girls' night out.
So if somebody's interested, do they need tickets ahead of time?
Tickets are available on Eventbrite.com. They're $45, but you can search Genesis House on Eventbrite, and you can get tickets. And there's only 150 tickets available.
Oh, so you're limited as how many's going to be able to come?
Yes.
Ladies, I mean, wow, this sounds like a great time. 75 handbags and going to give away a Louis Vuitton?
A Louis Vuitton.
That's amazing. Thank you, Susan, for doing this and for putting this on for Genesis House. That's November the 1st. It's the 7th annual event, Handbags for Hope at Duck Pond Manor over in the edge of White County at 6 p.m., and you can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Do y'all have a website or something they can go to?
Friends of Genesis House on Facebook.
Okay.
They can get some more information, and our website is
GenesisHouseInc.com.
There we go.
Check it out, folks. All right, Melissa, let's talk about Genesis House and things that y'all are doing. I didn't realize that you and I've known you for a long time. We serve on the Family Justice Center board together, and Genesis House serves 9 counties.
We do.
For domestic violence, and I was looking at some of these numbers, and it just it's scary. 10 million people physically abused by an intimate partner. It's about 20 per minute. Is that over the last year?
Yeah, it's every, 7 or 11 seconds. I can't remember. They keep going back and forth with that someone is abused.
That is crazy. And I was reading, too, that 20% of all murders are domestic violence related.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, those are crazy numbers. But the one that really got me, my dad, he was in the Army during the Vietnam War, says every 5 years more women are killed than Americans that were killed in the Vietnam War.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So what is, I know you probably can't explain it, but what's happening to our country? And I mean, is it drugs? Is a lot of it drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, or what is it?
It's one of those things that the domestic violence is a power and control tactic. So alcohol and drugs may bring down, the senses to let things show, but those tendencies are always there. So if you have a power and control issue, whether it's you have a self-esteem issue and you have to bring someone else down below you to feel something. So if this person drinks, then their inhibitions are lowered, so therefore it comes out. Yeah. So it's not that it is the cause, but sometimes it can, help bring the violence. But the main thing is the power and control issue with a person.
It's normally a spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing?
Yes, we also have, unfortunately, we have grown adults who abuse their parents. Wow. I mean, it's across all, and when we deal with the domestic part, so it could be family members, cousins, in-laws.
Is that where senior abuse comes from?
Well, between that and I would say caregivers, but yeah, I mean, you do have a lot of family members who abuse their elder members.
That's scary. We're talking about Genesis House that offers domestic violence victims a place to go and to take care of them. My guests are Melissa Garrett, she's the executive director, and Susan Evans, she's on the board. So go back several years, and I don't remember growing up or anything of you heard that much about it. Did we still have it back then? We just didn't hear about it, and people were more sheltered about it, and now it's more open?
It was a taboo to talk about, that you keep it in the family. We'll take care of it. It's been there. I think it's more prevalent now because we have more agencies, more nonprofits. We're out there more. So I believe that brings it to a lot more. But some of it is, and we still get, when we're working with someone within the court system, we go in as court liaisons so people do not get lost within that system. And it's, have you ever been physically abused? And they're, no, I've never been physically abused. He pushed me once. They don't even understand what
it is.
Abuse is. They don't understand that being degraded and called names constantly is a type of domestic abuse. So getting that education out there is a big deal. So
if we got somebody listening today that's involved in a domestic violence, domestic abuse situation, and they want help, how do they get it from you?
The main way is our hotline number, 1-800-707-5197. They can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If they have a question, rather, what is this abuse? Am I being abused? We can help answer those questions.
That's great. That's 1-800-707-5197, 24 hours a day. If you feel like you're a victim of domestic violence or abuse, please call and get help, because that is not normal, and there's folks that are standing by out there to help you. Hey, we got to take a break. More coming up with Susan Evans and Melissa Garrett at Genesis House. They got a great event that's coming up to support Genesis House. We're going to talk about Genesis House and all they do for 9 counties and helping folks that have been involved or are involved in domestic violence or domestic abuse situations. Stay with us.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. This week's show, it's about something that's pretty tough to talk about, but it's something that's happening in our country and here in Putnam County. It's domestic violence and domestic abuse. And we're not just talking about spouses. We're talking about parents, brothers and sisters, all kinds of domestic violence and domestic abuse situations. My guests this week are Melissa Garrett. She's the executive director for Genesis House, and Susan Evans. She's a board member and committee chair for a great event they've got coming up. And Genesis House is there to help folks that are involved in domestic violence and domestic abuse situations. So we'll make sure we get the hotline number out, 800-707-5197. If you're in one of those situations, call and get help, because it is not normal. Folks are dying from this on a day-to-day basis, and if you need help, well, call that 800 number. Susan, we got an event coming up that helps Genesis House. All the profits and proceeds go back to Genesis House. Tell us about that. Handbags for Hope.
Handbags for Hope. It will be held at Duck Pond Manor on November 1st. It's a Friday evening. We'll have heavy hors d'oeuvres and wine. It's a great girls' night out. It is a purse auction, like a grab bag purse auction. You grab the bag that you want, and if more than one person is grabbing it, we will have an auction who will pay more. And these purses are filled with gifts and gift cards from area businesses. Right now, we have about $10,000 in gifts that are in those purses, so they are just filled. We also will have a silent auction and of some beautiful items, and we will have buy it now purses, which are some gently used purses at some great prices. And we will be giving away a brand new Louis Vuitton purse to one lucky woman who's going to go away with that purse.
Wow. Now listen to that, ladies. A brand new Louis Vuitton purse that they're going to be giving away at this event. It's November 1st at Duck Pond Manor, about 6 p.m. But you got to have tickets, right, Susan?
Tickets are available on Eventbrite, eventbrite.com. Just search Genesis House, and they are $45.
So going to be a great night that you can buy a bag, even win a bag just for being there. And you got all these businesses, hadn't you, that donated all these gift cards and everything?
They have been wonderful.
We live in a great community, don't we?
We do. And this is the 7th annual, and I think people know about us. They know what a great event it is. It's a really, really nice event.
Well, that's great. And I appreciate y'all putting it on, and it all goes to a great cause. Genesis House. Melissa, we were talking earlier, some of the numbers are staggering when you start talking about domestic violence and domestic abuse. 10 million people physically abused. It's got down to where it's about 1 every 7, 10, 11 minutes.
Seconds.
Seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's even more
even
scarier.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis House is here to help, and y'all cover 9 counties, which is amazing to me. But you've helped almost 1,000 people in the past year.
Yes, and that's our service area is 9 counties, but that is mainly stating that we have an advocate that goes into those counties every week within the court system to assist any victims in the court system. That is our service area. Our hotline, our shelter, our services are available to anyone from anywhere. We have people that call us from other states that are traveling, trying to get away and locate us and come here. So that service area is specifically the counties that we go out into, but that's not, our services are restricted to that 9 counties. That's not the case.
Y'all got a hotline. If we've got somebody that needs to talk to someone that's in one of these situations, they can call 24 hours a day?
Yes, 1-800-707-5197.
So walk us through typical situation that you get. You have it can be someone, a female, a wife that's married, it can be a girlfriend, it can be a mom or dad or somebody that's being abused. They call you. Kind of walk us through that process and how that's going to work.
Well, we get the phone call, and sometimes they're asking if what they're experiencing is, or sometimes they know. I need somewhere to go. I am in danger. Our thing is to get a background, a small background. We're not asking for a history, to find out what's going on. What are you coming from? And then we need to make sure that we have space available. We can house 21 in our shelter, but like one of the rooms has 5 beds in it. And if that's the only room that we have available, and we have a mom and 2 kids that are coming in, that mom and 2 kids will take up that whole room. Right. We're not going to put individuals in there with a mom and 2 kids. We make it a family room, and so that we'll make all that bed space up. So we make sure we have the space available. As long as we have the space available, then we give them the instructions to where they need to go, and then they can contact us from there. And then depending on the situation, are they in a safe location? Do they have transportation? Do we need to call law enforcement to get them picked up to bring them? If they're from another county, then is it a line-by-line transfer? And luckily, like you was talking earlier, community-wise, we are blessed. We are blessed with our community, between our sheriffs, the different sheriff departments that we work with, in the city police officers and departments. We're blessed, and we have so much support from them.
You have a lot of these folks, I'm guessing, are scared, afraid. Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest step.
To get out. They're afraid that something's going to happen to them before they can get out. But you're offering them a safe place and a way to get out of this, because domestic abuse is not normal.
No, it's not.
As much as people live in that sometimes, thinking that, well, this is the way it is with everybody, it is not. Mm-hmm. And I was reading a thing that, I don't know if it's on your website, said children who witness domestic violence are 6 times more likely to commit suicide and 57 times more likely to abuse drugs. So you got to think about your kids, don't you? If you're in one of these situations and you've got kids and they're seeing this go on, I mean, it's doing damage to them that's going to cause them problems going down the line, right?
Right. And not only that, they're learning. They're learning that this is what a relationship is supposed to be. So when I grow up and I get in a situation and my partner smacks me or degrades me, then that's the norm. That's the way it's supposed to be. So it is learned and it's passed on.
Through generation to generation. And you got to break that generational chain at some point, don't you? So y'all are a nonprofit. Susan, you're on the board. What made you want to, what brought you to Genesis House board to be on it?
I had a friend who got me involved in this purse thing because she knew I loved purses. And that's how she got me into it. But, when I first started on this board, I would say, I am so fortunate. I don't know anybody that has ever been domestically abused. I said, no friends, no sisters, no relatives, no nothing. I've never known anybody. And so many people said, well, you know me. And that just gave me the chills because, you were talking earlier how years ago we didn't know about it. People just hid it, I guess, and just didn't talk about it. And today it's talked about.
They were ashamed of it back then, I guess. I mean, and most of them are, right? I mean, you're ashamed that you're in that kind of situation and afraid to. I guess you got somebody controlling you and you're afraid what's going to happen and what happens if they find out before you get out and all these kind of things. I mean, I guess fear plays a big part of it.
And it crosses all boundaries. So you have this person who has all of the degrees and they have all of the education and they have a wonderful job and a home. And then it's a shameful thing because how did I didn't even see the signs.
Yeah.
And then little by little, here I am, a victim of domestic violence. We like to call them survivors now. But yeah, they sometimes it's worked in, if someone picks you up for a date and you get in the car and they punch you, more than likely that date's not going to take place.
Yeah, it's probably
done. You're not going to get a phone call or call them back. But that's not how it works. They build that support. They build that love. And it's not a light switch. So you can't just, if your spouse hits you, it's not like, oh, well, I don't love them anymore. There's ties there. And that's what I tell everybody when I see them is more than likely I'm seeing you in your worst times.
Yeah.
I don't see the good times that you had with your partner. I didn't see the good times, the vacations that you took and the happy times. I don't see that. All I see is the bad. So I can't tell you, this is what you need to do. All I can do is help you with options that we are here and we're available.
There to help you. They've got an 800 number, 1-800-707-5197, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're in one of these situations, you're listening, there's help out there. They're standing by ready to help you. They will walk you all the way from getting out of that situation to anything else you're going to need, shelter, food, clothing, all those kind of things. So reach out if you're in one of those situations. We got to take a break. You're listening to Today in Putnam County. More with Melissa Garrett and Susan Evans of the Genesis House. Stay with us.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a really great weekend. Our show this week, it's about a tough subject to talk about. It's domestic violence and abuse, but it's something that's happening not only across our country, but here in Putnam County. We got one of our local nonprofits, the Genesis House, that helps victims in our area every day. And my guests this week are Melissa Garrett. She's the Executive Director for Genesis House. Susan Evans, she's a board member and the committee chair for an upcoming event that they have, the 7th annual event that helps the Genesis House. They're a nonprofit and they are needing support. Donations and grants and stuff is what funds Genesis House. So this is a great event. Susan, tell everybody about it again. Handbags for Hopes. Now, if that doesn't get every female's attention right there that's listening, Handbags for Hope.
I guarantee you it is the most fun you will ever have getting a new handbag. I guarantee you that.
I'm not a handbag person, but I go and I enjoy it. It's an awesome event.
It's really fun. The purses are on round tables. You cannot touch them. You cannot look in them. And they're priced according to the table. We have some $30 purses up to $200 plus. And I guarantee you there's more than what you're paying for that purse in them. We have over $10,000 of gift cards in the purses from area businesses. So anyway, we do a countdown and around each table and you grab the purse. Now, sometimes there are 3 people grabbing that purse.
And then we'll go see who can bid the highest to get it,
and
right?
then whoever will bid the highest. We frown upon domestic violence here, so we want everyone to really behave. And as long as you have your hand on it, we will do a bid off. Purse will go to the highest bidder. We also have a silent auction. We have like new purses that have been donated, and these are just very, very gently used bags that are in great condition, and they are at great prices, and they are just a buy it now. You can go in and pick those up. But these auction purses, you can't touch those until we have
the actual auction.
The actual auction for them.
Hey, the finale is what grabbed my wife's attention, and it'll grab ladies' attention. What is that?
Well, and then when you get the bags, then you get to go through them and see what's in them.
See what's
and
in
that's
them.
Very exciting. Well, this is the second year that we will be giving away a brand new Louis Vuitton. It's a little crossbody purse in their newest color. It's a gray with the monogram letters on it. It's got a little gold strap and a crossbody strap, but it's a $2,000 purse.
Wow.
And some lucky woman is going to go home with that.
They're going to win that just by being there,
just
right?
By being there.
Somebody's going to win that.
Somebody's going to win that, yes.
If they want to come to the event, it's at Duck Pond Manor, November the 1st at 6 p.m. How do they get tickets?
Tickets are available on Eventbrite.com. They're $45. That includes heavy hors d'oeuvres and wine. It's a great girls' night out. And search Genesis House on Eventbrite.com.
Hey, it's going to be a great event, ladies. If you love to get a deal on a great purse and also help a great nonprofit, Genesis House, they've been doing work here for many, many years. Melissa and her team do a great job. Melissa, we were talking about some of these numbers are absolutely mind-boggling when it comes to domestic violence. 10 million people physically abused, and most of them by an intimate partner, husband, wife. You got parents being abused by children. All this kind of stuff going on, and it's going on everywhere. And looking at your numbers, you've helped almost 1,000 people in the past year, trying to break the generational thing. We were talking about where kids see their parent being abused, and then they think that's just the way it happens, and then they're going to do it. One thing that I thought was shocking too is that someone that's been in one of these situations, they will wind up going back 7 or 8 times before they finally get out of that situation.
That is an average, and we have them come to our shelter multiple times, and they come and they get some services, but then they end up going home, back to this situation.
Does the other spouse come and start playing good and nice with them and talk
that's
to them?
The majority of it is that there is some type of communication to where the circle is, the violence happens, and then it's time, the honeymoon period starts. And so they're in that honeymoon period of, I'm so sorry, and I can do better, and I know I shouldn't have done that, and I'll get help. And so that gives them some kind of hope, because like we talked, it's not, you just don't switch it off,
right,
the feelings. And so they do go back, but then the walking on eggshells starts again, and it's just a cycle, and it just keeps going. The only thing we can do at that point is make sure they know that we're here.
Yes.
We're here. If it hopefully it doesn't, but if it happens again, we're here. We will do our best to safety plan with them, to have some kind of safety plan in play to where if something does happen. But just the biggest thing is to let them know that we're not a bridge they've burned, and that if it happens again tonight, the night that you leave, call us, come back. We're here,
24/7. You even got an 800 number, 800-707-5197. They can call 24 hours a day to get help. And I want to talk about, we got 3 minutes left, Family Justice Center.
Absolutely. So Upper Cumberland Family Justice Center, we have the office here in Cookeville. Genesis House business offices are located there. But the Family Justice Center is something that is it's newer. It's only been here for a few years.
Yeah.
So they try to be a hub for someone who has experienced some type of violence. So they come to the Family Justice Center, and the Family Justice Center will sit down with them to see what they need, what they need information wise, and then their job is to bring the resources to this person. And Genesis House is one of the resources, and we work hand in hand with. And honestly, the Family Justice Center in Putnam County,
unbelievable.
Yes, it has. And Amy Stockwell, the executive director. We work very well together. They also opened up their satellite office in Overton County. I can't say enough about the Overton County. The numbers that are coming out of Overton County because of having more resources like that. The family, I know that money is being cut grant-wise. We're taking, honestly, we took about a $95,000 cut from our federal grants last year. And I know the Family Justice Center has took cuts and is trying to make ends meet. But
you don't need less money. You need more money,
We
right?
need more money, and the Family Justice Center needs more money, because these are needed services. Our employees, the Family Justice Center employees, we're not, breaking bank with our salaries. We do it because apparently we have a love
yes.
for the job.
Yes.
Just in Putnam County, we serve served 312 clients last year, and that's not counting the 600 hotline calls we had.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a much needed thing, and I can't say enough about the services that we all bring in. If it wasn't for the board that we have, we wouldn't be here either.
Takes a community coming together, doesn't it? And I was thinking about the Family Justice Center when that idea came up, and Amy brought it to me. We don't do that already.
Yeah.
And no, and so used to have it where that somebody came in and they need your service, they were abused, they had to go all over town to these different locations to get these services. Now it's all in one location. You come to the Family Justice Center, you don't have to go anywhere else. They're going to take care of everything you need, or they'll get somebody to come to you that will take care of your needs, right?
And if you don't think that that's the way it goes, we have a program that we will be happy to come and set up called Walk in Her Shoes, and it shows you the different, just the back and forth and go here and go there that a person has to do when they're going through a situation, trying to leave a violent situation. So the Family Justice Center helps bring that back so that the victim can get the service they need without having to go 15 different places and call 15 different places.
It's like I said, scary numbers to think that we've got this going on in our. It's not just in our country or in our county. It's all over the world, and that it's going on. But thank goodness we've got the Genesis House and the Family Justice Center and all these folks that are willing to help to make sure that if you're in this kind of situation, you can get out, and there is people out there that are willing to help. So you work a lot on donations. If somebody's out there that they just like to donate to your cause, how do they do that?
First of all, monetary donations are always welcome, and they can be. You can call us if you would like to bring it to us, or you can mail it to us at P.O. Box 1180, Cookeville, Tennessee 38503.
What's the telephone number if they want to call you?
931-526-5197.
That's good. So if you want to donate to Genesis House, they'd love to have it. This is a great group of folk that are trying to help our community and help those that are being abused in our community, whether it be spouses or parents or kids or whatever it might be. So reach out to those folks. And one final thing, Handbags for Hope, 7th annual thing. Susan, your event's going to be at Duck Pond Manor on November the 1st at 6 p.m. Tickets are being sold on Eventbrite.
Get your tickets. I promise you it's the most fun you'll ever have getting a new handbag.
Absolutely, ladies. That's going to be a great event. Hey, that's our show for this week. Hey, guys, thank you for what you do. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are a blessing to our community. Hope you join us every weekend for Today in Putnam County. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter. May God continue to bless our great county.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.